All right, man, peace. So, as everybody knows, last week on Halloween, one of the lead demons on television, Wendy Williams, she seemed to suffer a malfunction in her programming. All of a sudden, somebody zapped her and she looked like she saw Jesus, or maybe she saw what was going to happen to her after she dropped dead. Who the hell knows? Whatever the case was, the woman certainly seemed to have a spiritual experience. So, let's see what goes on here. How you booing? This is the type of bullshit that these people watch on television. This is why they're always mesmerized when they find out real information, because they spend all their time watching this dumb shit. Especially most of these liberal women, they love watching stupid shit like Wendy Williams, some 55-year-old chick who still wants to spread gossip. But you know what? Pay attention to her costume, brothers. Before she goes into her conniption, let me say this about the so-called Statue of Liberty. Statue of Liberty represents the Mother Goddess. Okay? So, do I believe that Wendy Williams is under MK Ultra programming? Yes, I do. Most of your so-called TV show hosts are handlers. Now, certain people, want to go into the cloning and all that other stuff. Yes, is cloning real? Yes, it is. Could she be a clone? Look, I'm not going into all that. It really doesn't matter. Once they sell their soul to the industry, and swear to venerate the Bacchus, it doesn't really matter anyway whether it's a clone or it's really them. They done for as it is. Point being is this: her costume is one of the manifestations of the Mother Goddess. That Statue of Liberty, what you think is the Statue of Liberty, is really the goddess of witchcrafts. It's a modernized version of the goddess of witchcrafts. In the ancient world, she was known as Hecate. H as in Harry, Ecate. She was known as the goddess of witchcrafts and crossroads. She was also the goddess of sacrifices. Okay, that's why she has the book in her hand. The book represents her spell book, and the torch that she's carrying represents the divine light, the Luciferian light. Once again, Lucifer is Cush, Semiramis, and Nimrod, or as they were known by different nomenclatures in different cultures, whether it be Cybele and Attis, her son, or Isis and Osiris and Horus, or Asar, Aset, and Heru, however you want to pronounce their names. Baal and Astarte. Okay, El, Baal, and Astarte, all talking about the same thing. It's all talking about Lucifer, or the divine light, the Prometheus light of Satan, really. Okay, because Lucifer is just the mechanism by which Satan brings much of his knowledge on the left-hand side into the physical world. Point being is this: when you see the Statue of Liberty, that's really the goddess Hecate. Look her up. She's represented as a triple goddess, but you'll see quickly that is the Statue of Liberty, and that's what the Statue of Liberty is based off of. Once again, they're spelled H as in Harry, Ecate. Okay?
Halloween costume contest. We do it every year. It's always a lot of fun. Let's get started. Our first caress.
Now, notice she said it's our Halloween costume. We do it every year. It's always fun. I mentioned this before, brothers. When you look at these fake holidays in this society, these holidays are mainly for the woman and the children, because they operate on the same wavelength. If you tell most of these modern day, particularly the liberal woman, that you don't celebrate Halloween or a lot of these fake holidays, why not? What about the kids? When they say, what about the kids? They talking about their damn self. That's really who they talking about. What about the kids? All these holidays are for the veneration of the female, right? Or for the children to have their little fun in pagan ideologies, whether it's Christmas but when you look at it, Christmas, Valentine's Day, and all that stuff's for the woman. Okay? Hell, even so-called Independence Day, July 4th, is really in veneration of the Mother Goddess. If you have any understanding on that, that's for the Sirius star or Sirius star, however the preferential pronunciation is, which represents the Mother Goddess. Okay, New Year's Day, January 1st, is when the Sirius star is most visible in the sky. It's when it appears to come down closest. That's why on January 1st, in around the world, you have the ritual of the ball coming down. The ball coming down represents the Sirius star coming down. Okay? If you guys ever see Men in Black Part 2, they have, what's this girl named? Rosario Dawson. She plays Sirius. That's why she floats off at the end. Okay? Sirius is also known as the dog star. But anyway, let's watch what happens to Miss Wendy Williams after she, after somebody zaps her brain chip. Oh boy. Now there's no way in the world that bitch was acting. Because if she was acting there, she deserved an Oscar for that shit. That was that was a hell of a performance. As anybody could see very clearly, she raised her right hand and brought it close to a part of her head where it seemed like the message or the energy was coming from. All right. Brain implants are very real. Do I believe that she has some form of brain implant in her skull? I don't doubt that at all. No. By her own admission, she did not suffer a stroke. She stated that she has some type of hot flash. I've never seen anybody have a hot flash like that. Sorry. Where their eyes open that wide and they start to move their hand towards the right side of their skull and then they just fall out. It looked like somebody was just, playing a little trick on the audience, because most of these people are under remote control anyway, believe it or not. Okay? And Halloween, as most of you brothers know, that shit is going into Luciferianism. In the Celtic tradition, it's known as Samhain. Most of you brothers know this already. It's a harvest festival. It stretches from October 31st into November 1st. The Mexicans celebrate it as the Day of the Dead. Okay? Why is it known as that? Because whether it's celebrated in the Celtic folklore or in Mexico, but particularly in the Celtic folklore, it's known as a day where the physical world and the spiritual world are close enough where spirits can cross over into the physical world. Okay? And this is something that I neglected to mention in the feature that I did, but then again, it don't matter because I wasn't able to publish it anyway on E.T. and the Many Faces of Pan. I neglected to mention this. This is why Steven Spielberg had E.T. come to meet Elliot right around Halloween, because that Halloween, or Samhain, and you brothers should look this up. This is the holiday in Celtic tradition where the physical world and the spiritual world are so close that a portal is created, and this goes back to ancient Celtic tradition, where spirits can cross over from the spiritual world into the physical world. That's why, if you guys remember, when Elliot first meets E.T., he's sitting in his yard, and the shed starts to glow, and all of a sudden E.T. comes out the shed, because E.T. was a conjuring of Elliot's subconscious mind. All right? Not to digress, but E.T. represents the god Pan. All right? This is why he was able to assist the young boys in flying. What is it that Peter Pan did with the Lost Boys? He assisted them in learning how to fly. This is why Elliot's mother was reading the story of Peter Pan to his sister while he and Peter Pan listened intently. While he and E.T. listened intently. E.T. represents Peter Pan. Okay? But I bring all that up because the correlation, of course, is Halloween. And they clearly were playing a very, very bad practical joke on Wendy Williams. Or maybe they were just letting her know, bitch, we could do this to you whenever we want. Who the hell knows? Well, let me rewind it back.
Contest. We do it every year. It's always a lot of fun. Let's get started. Our first caress.
Oh shit. Whoever was controlling her microchip just whispered in her ear, you know what, bitch, drop down and get your eagle on. Oh, man. Bitch just fell out, didn't she? Oh, my goodness. All right, so now let's hear what Wendy Williams has to say.
All right, so yesterday. Well, what happened was...
Hey, yo, this bitch looks scary as hell, man. Imagine you waking up and this bitch is standing over you. You'd be ready to fight, man. You'd be ready to fight for your life. This bitch look like Shanae, like Shanae's albino aunt.
First of all, I was trending all day. Fabulous.
Now look at what's in the audience. 98% idiotic liberal women. These would be the same bras that try to tell you about life.
A lot of people thought that was a joke.
No, that shit was a joke. I didn't think it was a joke. It was a joke, just like your show.
Fainting on my set. No, that was not a joke. You know, I don't want to fall. I'm a tall woman, and it's a long way down. I'm also a woman of a particular age, and I'm not trying to break anything. And I don't do stunts and jokes for you like that. I don't.
Well, shit, all you had to do is fall backward on your weave, right? So with that, you know, that horsehead got a lot of resilience. Just bounce off your weave. You'll be all right.
Need that. We were 48 minutes into our show, and I was being briefed by one of my producers as to what we're doing next, you know, after the commercial break. And I felt it as she was talking to me. All I heard was blah, 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 blah. And all I'm thinking is, Wendy, oh my gosh. And the crew brought out the plexiglass podium that you saw, which we were about to do our Halloween costume contest. So on this, I'm like, well, Wendy, and meanwhile she's talking blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, all right, Wendy, well, at least you're wearing flats and you're holding on to this. And there's only 12 more minutes of the show. You can do it, girl. And I'm feeling like a wave. How? Hot. And like something.
Yeah, you felt that heat from that chip that they got in your damn head. That's what you felt that heat from. They wanted to zap your ass right there on Halloween and show you, to show you who the real monsters are. It's like, you know what, since this bitch like to spread so much gossip, let's give her some gossip. All right. Let's get the deets on what happens when a 6 foot tall tranny bitch gets knocked out. When we send a zap to her damn microchip.
It's about to happen. Hot and a little dizzy, but not like the room spinning, just like weird.
Well, a bit dizzy, that's your natural state.
So we come back from the break. I heard nothing that she said. I immediately.
You heard nothing that she said. So in other words, you was treating her like it was your husband.
Go to the teleprompter, about to do the game, and that's when you saw me with the eyes, because it was scary. It was scary. It was really scary, and
almost as scary as that face you're making right now. Bro, look like a damn wildebeest.
Yeah, Brendan, I'll take it. Brendan, you know what? It was so scary. All I could think of, though, in the middle of the scare, was don't pull the podium over on you, because that'll make for worse. And the other thing, people commented online, they were like, I think she's having a stroke, or she had a stroke or a heart attack. No, I had neither. And people were commenting that I reached up, for my...
I know that you didn't have a stroke or a heart attack. I mean, shit, in order for you to have a stroke, you actually have to have a brain. How you gonna have a stroke, you ain't got no brain?
Head. And that was because I promised myself two things. First of all, this is never gonna happen again. Second of all, if it's going to go down, it's got to be as cute as I can make it. So I'm going...
Well, you failed in that one. Because you look like a damn orangutan that got hit with a tranquilizer in your neck.
Down with the crown. No, this is what's going in my mind. I'm going down with the crown and not pulling this plexiglass podium, to break my bones. So they told me that I went down on my booty first. So I didn't...
Well, in other words, you hit your pelvic bone. Because you don't have an ass. So please stop talking about how you went down on your booty. You have no ass at all. So you should have your pelvic bone checked for hairline fractures.
Go clunk like a door. I went booty first, rolled onto my back, then boom, on my head. I have no headache, no lump on my head. At 53 years old, no aching in my body. I'm shocked. I am shocked.
No, maybe because you're a cyborg. Maybe because underneath, underneath all that flesh and blood, you're a damn Terminator. Who the hell knows?
The paramedics come. Oh, it's chaos behind the scenes.
Well, if it's chaos behind the scenes, that means that you loving it. Because Lord knows you're an agent of chaos. Spreading all that damn gossip.
Co-host or, there's pandemonium on the floor. I'm on the floor, but I was told I was only down for 3 seconds. Everybody's telling, when I open my eyes, Wendy, don't move. But I'm trying to get up. And the next thing I know, my husband comes out and, collects me and brings me backstage.
Yeah, your husband, a.k.a. your handler. He might have been the one that zapped your ass. From what I understand, he got something going with some other woman. And, he has Wendy Williams and he got the other woman in order, which ain't nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. Who knows? He might have just zapped you and let you know, you gave me a hard time over dinner last night, calm your shit down, or I'm going to collect the inheritance money. Because, you already know Wendy Williams, when she dropped dead, all the money going to him. She the type that she the type make out a will, have everything going to that man. So he might have been the one. He might have been in the audience with a damn remote control.
Because he knows what I want to do, and that is hurry up, giddy up, because I want to come back out here and close out the show like the champ I am. I do. And maybe that's my fault for pushing myself too hard, but I have a very, very hard work ethic. So then, after all that chaos,
This bro says she got a hard work ethic, like she got her PhD in gossiping or something. You didn't go to school for this shit. You got a phone in each ear trying to get in everybody else's business and spreading lies. Get the fuck out of here.
On the floor, and first thing I see when I walk backstage is Jerry O'Connell in tighty whities. I love him so much. And he's like, is there anything I can do to help? There's chaos backstage. There's chaos on the floor. The audience is pandemonium because it was a real situation. Suzanne, had you ever experienced that?
I have never experienced that, and I was terrified for you, and I'm glad you're so much better. And
But,
okay.
people have passed out and fainted and stuff on live TV before. Al Roker.
Yes, it has happened.
Yeah, well, Al Roker is another MK asset on television. All you have to do is search out Al Roker mind control. And look at what happened to him when he zoned out. When he had to get a little tune up. Al Roker's an asset.
I've never been there to witness it.
Yeah.
It really terrified me.
They probably just go home for the day. They don't get up and
They don't.
continue.
No, I was shocked when you came back out here. I said, what the heck is going on? But you did it, and you were great.
Yeah, you probably said that because you were like, wait a minute. I thought the bosses told me that this was going to be her last day, that they were going to finally take her out of commission. That's why you said that. You said, what the hell is she doing back out here? I thought we were going to swap her for the new Wendy.
And I'm just glad you're better today.
Thank you. So then, and people really were scared. Oh, Morel, my makeup artist, I heard, was crying like a girl backstage. Oh my gosh.
Of course the makeup artist was crying. I mean, all that work he got to do on you before the show. I mean, shit, I'm sure he getting paid at least 6 figures. He like, damn, how we gonna find a bitch half as ugly as her for me to get paid this much?
After the show goes off, the paramedics are here. Well, here's a whole nother layer of stuff. So the paramedics are in my office, and they hook me up to every EKG situation. There's a real situation going on back there. I was low on...
Low on brains. That's what your ass is low on. And they was connecting all that stuff. They was putting the suction cups on your damn head to prepare you for the electroshock therapy. That's what they were doing.
Hydrogen, or, the water. But not just any water, electrolytes. So they filled me with electrolytes, mixed with regular water, concoction. A lot of talk about health and everything. My blood pressure was fine. My heart rate was fine. Everything was fine. I'm a 53-year-old middle-aged woman going through what middle-aged women go through, if you know what I mean.
Bullshit. I've seen middle-aged women get hot flashes before. They don't make those faces and they don't make those gestures. Right? Somebody hit you with something hot, but it was to that brain implant on the upper right hand portion of your head. Okay, that's what they hit you with.
Got hot. All of a sudden, right before passing out, I felt like I was in the middle of a campfire.
I'm sure you did. I'm sure you did.
All of a sudden, from up here to up here, up here, even sweat on top of my lip. And I never sweat on top of my lip. And then, boom. So, you know, they checked me out. I checked out. We left to go back to Jersey. Dudley is standing around. I'm hearing through him talking in his wrist, you know, and I'm hearing,
Yeah, he was talking in his wrist. He said, we got the asset. Don't worry. We're taking it back to home base. We got everything under control. Over.
You know, a lot of paparazzi are outside and stuff. I'm like, oh, wait, I'm on their side. Hot topics. I'm on your side. But the news outlets were outside, and also the Wendy watchers, my co-hosts who had just, you know, been released from the audience area, they waited outside too. So there were like 200 people standing outside, and it was a little overwhelming because I like to be on this side of Hot Topics, not that side. So we get in the car. And I put the window down just to, you know, give them a wave, because they have a job to do too. You know, give people what they need. Just put down, wave, I'm fine. We went back to Jersey. Then the driver goes.
Let me also say this. A lot of times the paparazzi is used to keep track of the assets. That's why a lot of times you'll see them have breakdowns when they get followed too closely by the paparazzi, whether it's Britney Spears or Justin Bieber. Their job is to always make the asset feel like they're under constant surveillance, which they are. Okay, that's what they have the paparazzi for. Paparazzi is to follow around the asset or the property, right? Which is what these celebrities are. Their property. They're given a certain amount of fame and prestige, and after they're no longer useful, they just get put to sleep. They get put out of commission, and people get a story. Oh, they OD'd on drugs, or, they got in a car crash, something like that. It doesn't really matter. But the drug use is the easiest one, because everybody believes that celebrities all are drug users. And for the most part, many of them are, especially the assets, because drug use helps them to try to maintain control of all their different personalities. Most of them suffer from what's known as multiple personality disorder or dissociative identity disorder.
We're being followed by 4 vehicles. Like, what? The Leonardo DiCaprio is going on? What? It's all overwhelming already, because staff treated you all treated me like Diana Ross. You do realize that, right? I had no idea that when a talk show host passes out, like the red carpet gets rolled out. Anyway, so then there's 4 paparazzi, and then my husband's like, shake them, and I'm like, no, don't run lights. This is not Jennifer Lopez and Puffy from back in the day. Don't run lights. And I said, I know what they're not going to do. If they really want the shot, they're not coming to Jersey. And sure enough, when we passed going through the mouth of the Lincoln Tunnel, all 4 cars left. Yeah. And, here in Jersey, they stayed in Manhattan. So that's why it's good to live in Jersey.
Yeah, most likely because they're given orders to make sure that they don't cross state lines or state jurisdictions.
I want to thank you all for your tweets and your flowers, and my colleagues, in this game on TV. I got all of your well wishes, and the people who covered it, and you on social media who commented, and even the haters, because you motivate me. You know what I mean? No, I wasn't stroking out. And for people who thought that I was trying to get this purple chair next, nope, I'm here for a long time.
Well, you're going to be there until they want you gone. That's how long you're going to be there. All right, just like Oprah. But, brothers, let me say this. Whenever you see these talk show hosts that are on TV for years and years and years and years, they're assets, all right? Most of them a lot of them, when they've been on TV for a long time, they're MK handlers. They get taught how to handle celebrities when they come on their show. People like Ellen DeGenerate. And yes, I said Ellen DeGenerate because that's what she is. Not only is she an MK asset, but she's a handler. All right, Jay Leno, David Letterman, back in the day. A lot of these guys, they don't just come out of nowhere. They're put on TV for a certain purpose and for a certain reason. But that's neither here nor there. It was very obvious to anybody who pays attention that was not a stroke that she suffered from, or even a hot flash. That somebody zapped her dumb ass with something. But it is what it is. But anyway, peace.